how well am I getting to relate with the wordings of Allah? There's a difference between me knowing it upstairs and not being able to understand the wordings. When you understand the wordings, it will reflect more in your daily activities. وَسَكَنْتُمْ فِي مَسَاكِنِ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ وَسَكَنْتُمْ فِي مَسَاكِنِ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ فَتَبَيَّنَ لَكُمْ كَيْفَ فَعَلْنَا بِهِمْ وَضَرَبْنَا لَكُمُ الْأَمْثَالَ.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. It's your guy here, Basmart, and I'm back again with another interesting video. I was checking tips for memorizing the Quran on the internet, then I noticed that there wasn't really a video of any Hafiz giving tips for memorizing the Quran. So I decided to make my findings. I went on YouTube and searched for tips for memorizing the Quran. After surfing for so long, I could only find just 2 videos and I couldn't take that. I had to do something about it, which was why I decided to get a sister to give us tips on how to memorize the Quran. Meet Sister Somaya Jibril. She finished memorizing the Quran at the age of 9 and she'll be taking us through our journey of memorizing the Quran. But before that, let's listen to a short recitation of art.
الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم طه ما أنزلنا عليك القرآن لتشقى إلا تذكرة لمن يخشى تنزيلا ممن خلق الأرض والسماوات العلى الرحمن على العرش استوى له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وما بينهما وما تحت الثرى وإن تجهر بالقول فإنه يعلم السر وأخفى الله لا إله إلا هو له الأسماء الحسنى.
MashaAllah. There are still more recitations of her in this video, but let's listen to her story. I hope it makes a lot of you motivated, especially the sisters watching this video. Don't skip and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Watch. Don't skip and let's go. Introduce yourself.
I'm Sumaya. I'm a student. I finished memorizing Quran at age. Did I say 9? Yes, age 9. Alhamdulillah. I wouldn't say I've ever regretted it, but we thank Allah.
MashaAllah. She's MashaAllah and Hafiz, like I said before, and MashaAllah, she's just very, very good, all rounder. MashaAllah. I don't want you guys to see it now when she starts talking. So inshallah, I want Sister Sumaya to just tell us, about our journey, with the Quran.
Oh, okay, so when I was young, it's not like then I had the thought of, okay, I want to memorize the Quran. But as Allah will have it, I have parents who chose the right path for us, and they took me to a school in which I memorized the Quran, which is Suleiman. So I remember that I left Fitro at, I think, primary 3 or primary 4 for a full Tahfiz school, and I finished the Quran at age 9. Ever since then, yes, it has been very blissful. It has been very restful fact that, yes, okay, I memorized the Quran. But one thing I realized is that there's a difference between one memorizing the Quran and one able to understand the meaning of the wordings, which is tadabbur. I was young. When I finished the Quran, yes, I was happy that, yes, I have finished the Quran, yes, and I thought, oh, that was it all. But to my greatest surprise, it's not all about memorizing the Quran. It's all about the muraja after memorization. That's when the whole job starts. Memorizing the Quran is just like the first phase, yes, like one third of it. The main thing is retaining the Quran one has memorized, and that's very, very difficult. It's a very challenging phase, and even up till now, I can't say that I've been able to find a total direction around it, but we are pushing, alhamdulillah.
Inshallah, okay. MashaAllah, I've heard what she said. So can you just take us through your struggles while you were memorizing the Quran?
Okay, so while I'm memorizing the Quran, I'll say that basically they were just few struggles. And I won't call them struggles because they were just normal thoughts as human beings. One of it is the fact that, okay, yes, we didn't really feel left out, but then, as I said earlier, we were kids and we didn't understand how weighty memorizing the Quran was. So we might have felt as though, okay, yes, our mates were in school, and we're memorizing the Quran. But I really don't think that was a feeling per se. I can count how many times I already thought about that. But at the same time, yes, we memorized the Quran. Our mates were ahead of us, which is quite fine. But we had something better. I'll say that the only difficult challenge we might have is tough surahs, and that will always come when memorizing the Quran.
Okay, so that was like
We never
like
had
the challenge that you had.
we never had challenges with teachers, challenges with the only thing is okay, majorly tough surahs, and the fact that we had our mates out there ahead of us. But meanwhile, we had something better.
But then there's like you have like you memorize like maybe a portion, and when you're about to use it for your stars, you just go blank.
And not go blank, but then you're not able to produce what was memorized. So it's still the aspect of, okay, yes, you're memorizing a difficult part. As we humans, memorizing a difficult portion of the Quran varies to being. I might say this part is difficult, and then another person recites it and it's very, very easy. So that is very relative as to being.
Okay, so like what advice would you give to like sisters that are watching? I don't want to talk to brothers now. Let's take it like this. You advise the sisters, then you advise the general public.
Okay, so in general, if you choose to memorize the Quran, let it be something you are doing for Allah, and let it be something you were not forced to do, something of your free will. That's one. Two, memorize it alongside understanding the meaning. I think that goes a long way. For me, I memorized the Quran without understanding majority of the meaning. But then afterwards, we started struggling with understanding the meaning. Until today, I'm still struggling with understanding some verses, some parts. So when you memorize the Quran, it's not about memorization now. It's about those I've memorized. How is it impactful to me as a Muslim in my day-to-day activities? That's one. Two, secondly, aside from the fact that how is it impactful, the other thing is, how well am I getting to relate with the wordings of Allah? There's a difference between me knowing it upstairs and not being able to understand the wordings. When you understand the wordings, it will reflect more in your daily activities. They don't need to tell you that this person has memorized. You see it in the person's behavior and attitude.
Yeah.
So it still goes back to tadabbur, understanding the meaning of the verses and living it with your daily activities. Let it be part of you, not a portion. Let it be part of you. That's just it.
Okay, so
yes, the last thing, one more thing.
Okay.
As for the Muraja part, it's a difficult task. I know that we all have daily activities. I'm even speaking to myself too. But I advise that even if we are not able to, for instance, if you are unhappy though, if you are not able to do the Muraja of a particular juzu, I just feel that we should break it down. If it takes us to finish the Quran just once a year, it's better than leaving the Muraja at all. So we should break it down in portions that would ease us and not be as burden. Now we should try to listen to the Quran. That also goes a long way.
Listen to the Quran, and also like try to like break the Quran to different portions while doing your Muraja and everything. Okay. So another thing I want to ask is that like now, when you're memorizing the Quran, what method did you use that made it easier for you? How did you break it down? Like how were you doing it that made it easier for you to memorize when you're memorizing the Quran?
Okay, so when I was memorizing the Quran, we had several methods because I started at a very young age. So I'm very certain that when I started memorizing the Quran, those assertors who taught me would have started with, okay, the Muallim method. They recite a verse and then I recite after them. Teach us till we get to understand. Along the line, we grew older. We learned how to read in Arabic. So we started learning how to read the verses of the Quran. Not recite now, not learn. Like wordings, like, okay, just as an Arabic test. So we got good with it and then we started memorizing the verses, pages on our own, recite them, they correct us, and basically that's it.
Okay, so like, when I was memorizing my own Quran, there was a way I used to memorize, probably like, I would, like recite like first verse continuously, then move to the second one, then go back. Like
another thing we did is, just the fact that we had to learn to recite from the Mus'haf and learn to assimilate. One thing we did is we had repetition, meaning we pick a verse, we read it, we recite it, and then we recite it up over and over again. It could be 20 times, 10 times till we get it into us. And with Muraja, it kept on being constant.
MashaAllah. So yeah, like this is like the part that a lot of people have been waiting for. You know, like I mentioned, our Qira is MashaAllah, and you know, she's doing well, you know, with the Qur'an, alhamdulillah. So I want her to just give us a short Qira from the Qur'an. Bismillah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي وهب لي على الكبر إسماعيل وإسحاق إن ربي لسميع الدعاء رب اجعلني مقيم الصلاة ومن ذريتي ربنا وتقبل دعاء ربنا اغفر لي ولوالدي وللمؤمنين يوم يقوم الحساب ولا تحسبن الله غافلا عما يعمل الظالمون إنما يؤخرهم ليوم تشخص فيه الأبصار مهطعين مقنعي رؤوسهم لا يرتد إليهم طرفهم وأفئدتهم هواء وأنذر الناس يوم يأتيهم العذاب فيقول الذين ظلموا ربنا أخرنا إلى أجل قريب نجب دعوتك ونتبع الرسل أولم تكونوا أقسمتم من قبل ما لكم من زوال وسكنتم في مساكن الذين ظلموا أنفسهم فتبين لكم كيف فعلنا بهم وضربنا لكم الأمثال وقد مكروا مكرهم وعند الله مكرهم وإن كان مكرهم لتزول منه الجبال فلا تحسبن الله مخلف وعده رسله إن الله عزيز ذو انتقام يوم تبدل الأرض غير الأرض والسماوات وبرزوا لله الواحد القهار وترى المجرمين يومئذ مقرنين في الأصفاد سرابيلهم من قطران وتغشى وجوههم النار ليجزي الله كل نفس ما كسبت إن الله سريع الحساب هذا بلاغ للناس ولينذروا به وليعلموا أنما هو إله واحد وليذكر أولو الألباب.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, we have come to the end of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. For those of you that have been donating to support this Dawah project, Jazakumullahu khairan, may Allah reward you abundantly. If you wish to support our Dawah project so that we can keep making these kinds of videos, you can support us by donating. If you want to donate from Nigeria, you can donate to the account number on the screen. If you want to donate from outside Nigeria, you can donate through the GoFundMe link or through the PayPal link in the description. Jazakumullahu khairan as you donate. May Allah reward you abundantly. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Anticipate a new video drops very soon.